All right, y'all. Let me give y'all a new story time. So let me say, I don't think I've told this story before, but it crossed my mind because I was thinking about my son, and I remember one day he called me, who, about a year or so before he passed away. I remember he called me randomly and was like, Ma, did we meet Cam Newton? And I was like, yeah. It's like, didn't he sign my school shirt? I was like, yeah. He was like, I told y'all niggas we met Cam Newton. So I started thinking about my son, and I just thought about this story that happened when we met Cam Newton. So let me get into it. Let me tell you how we met Cam Newton. So in 2014, I moved from Kissimmee, Florida to Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, my reasoning for moving to Charlotte was because it was supposed to be the new up-and-coming Black Mecca. There was supposed to be so much opportunity. So I moved up there to have a better start, a fresh start for myself and my children. So I thought. When I moved up there, it was just so much going on. I didn't find a place right away. I spent my money. We wound up in a shelter. I'll post the name of the shelters. Maybe I shouldn't. No, maybe I shouldn't. I'm not gonna do that. But it was one of them shelters in Charlotte, North Carolina. So Thanksgiving, maybe 3-4 days before Thanksgiving that year, the Charlotte Panthers threw a dinner for the women who were in the shelter. So it was a soul food restaurant. It was like I wouldn't say buffet style, but everything was out, they were serving you whatever. So we get to the restaurant. First and foremost, y'all, I hated the fucking place. I hated the place. Some bitches used to try my G. They tried my fucking G. But I had to keep it cute. I had to keep it mute because I had nowhere to go and I spent my money in hotels. So we get to the restaurant. We get seated or whatever, me and my children, the four of us, because it was my daughter, myself, and my two boys, my older two boys, whatever. The first two boys, so the four of us, whatever. Y'all understand what I'm saying. So we get seated, we sitting at the table. Some tall nigga walk up and was like, how can you, have you guys figured out what you wanted to eat or whatever? So I was like, no, I don't even know what they have on the menu. I just was told, get on the bus. They're having a Thanksgiving fiesta meal, whatever. So it's a free meal. That's why I'm here. My son, God bless his soul, KJ, he was like, Mom! I said, wait, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, nigga, we in the middle of this restaurant. These people, that's Cam Newton. I said, who? Mom, that's Cam Newton. I said, okay. Yeah, I had no fucking idea who the fuck Cam Newton was. So he left, and Cam Newton standing there tall as hell. I'm 5'3" on a good day. Tall as fuck. This is when he was still kind of skinny. Well, he is skinny now, but y'all know what I mean. When he was smaller than what he is now. So he started laughing. And KJ was like, Mom, that's Cam Newton. I said, who the fuck is Cam Newton? Who was Cam? Like, I had no idea who the fuck this dude was. He bust out laughing. He was like, I play for the Charlotte Panthers or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then it hit me. I was like, oh, Charlotte Blue, the Blues. Okay. But I still had no idea who he was. I knew who the team was, but I had no idea who he was. So he takes my daughter and KJ to the front to get their plates and everything, so them to figure out what they wanted. And I sat with he's 15 now, but I sat at the table with him and waited for them to come back. So then KJ was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I was like, okay, eat your food first, and then, when you get finished eating your food, we'll all go to the bathroom. Cam Newton happened to be near us, and he overheard KJ saying he had to go to the bathroom. He was like, I'll take him. I looked at him. I said, nigga, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. He was like, ma'am, I'm Cam Newton. I play for the Panthers. He knows who I am. If anything happens, he can tell you who did it to him. I said, nigga, I still don't know who you are. Like, you're not taking my son to the bathroom. KJ was so fucking, Mom, please, just let me, please. I'm like, boy, it just didn't, not that it didn't sit right in my gut, but I'm not letting some stranger take my then 10-year-old child to the goddamn bathroom. So Cam was like, he pointed to where the bathroom was at, because I can literally see it from where I was at. He was like, how about this? I walk into the bathroom, and you can see me. I'm not going to go in there with him, but you can see me, that I don't go in there with him, and, I'll make sure he washes his hands, whatever. So I agreed to that. Came back. So when they came back, Cam Newton goes, he ain't have to use the bathroom. That boy was in there playing the whole time. They was like, he is bad. He don't listen. I know my child. 10-year-old KJ, he ain't listen. He signed KJ's shirt. Listen, y'all, I wound up washing that school shirt. I washed it, bleached it, because it was actually a white shirt. It was a white collared shirt. I bleached it. Y'all, I still had no idea who this man was. I still had no fucking idea who this man was. He was just signing autographs. He signed KJ's shirt. He signed something else, a napkin or something for my daughter, and she didn't want him to sign her shirt. And I didn't even think to ask for a picture. KJ didn't even say, Mom, let me take a picture with him. I was just done. I was ready to get the fuck about that place, and I think KJ was just excited about the situation. He met a celebrity, a famous football player. Yeah, hindsight, I should have. And I still had no idea who the fuck that was. And I was like, when we got on the bus to go back to the shelter, I was like, that funny looking ass nigga, like, gonna ask me to take, to allow him to take my jit to the fucking bathroom. And I was like, man, April, that's Cam Newton. Listen, y'all, I had no idea who the fuck Cam Newton was. And it did not dawn on me who Cam Newton was until about 2019, probably like 2018, 2019. That's when I realized, because he was all over the news or something. That's when I realized who the fuck he was. Because I'm sitting there like, I know that nigga. I met that nigga somewhere. Yeah. That's how I met Cam Newton.